Hello friends, welcome back after a one-day break. Today I am going to continue with the lecture number 5 regarding our lecture series Basics of Business and Accounting. So let's start. So as per our procedure, first we will revise the important points in the previous lecture, lecture number 4. First tell me what was the area of lecture number 4. In lecture number 4, we have discussed bookkeeping part 1, in which we have discussed books. So in accounting, we are going to maintain two books. One is journal, second is the ledger. Okay. Then we have started with the journal. In journal, there are 4 steps by which we record the transaction. First step is identify the number of accounts in the transaction. There might be 2 or more accounts. Second step, classify the accounts. Then third step, apply the rules, and last step is to pass the journal entry. Okay, so classification. Now all accounts are divided into 3 classes. Which are the 3 classes? Personal, real, and nominal. Related to persons, related to assets, and related to income and expenses. Now we also learn the golden rules of accounting. So काय होते ते golden rules? For personal, person might be a receiver or giver. So debit the receiver, credit the giver. Then real, it is related to assets. So debit what comes in, credit what goes out. And third is nominal, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. And last, we learn the format of journal. How many columns are there? There are 5 columns: date, particulars, LF, debit rupees, and credit rupees, and in which we are going to record a journal entry. Okay, so today for first part we will practice few transactions. We will learn how to pass the journal entry, and in the second part we will learn few points about the subsidiary books. What is subsidiary books? That also we will learn. So let's start for lecture number 5 now. So for practice today I have selected transaction number 1, purchase of goods on cash or credit basis. This is very important transaction. Okay, so apply now our 4-step process. First, identify the accounts. Which accounts are involved? So let's start. So purchase of goods, so purchase account we will use. Then classify the account, classification. Purchase is our expense, so it is a nominal account. Then third, apply the rule. Which rule is applicable for nominal? Nominal account has 2 rules: debit expenses and losses, credit incomes and gains. So purchase is expense or income? Purchase is obviously expense, so purchase account should be debited. Which is another account? Now if it is purchased on cash, cash account. If it is purchased on credit, then name of the creditor. Cash account, class. Cash account, real. Creditor account, personal. Now purchase account is debited, so obviously cash account should be credited. Now as per our format, journal entry will be like this: purchase account debit to cash or creditor account. Is it clear? I hope. Now practice of transaction number 2. So what is the transaction? Sale of goods on cash and credit. Now this is opposite of the previous journal entry. In last journal entry it was purchases to cash. Here it will be cash to sales. Okay, so let's see. Sales account, nominal account. Sales account should be credited because sales is income. And cash or debtors account. Cash account is a real, debtor account is personal. Now sales account is credited, so cash account should be debited, and entry is like this: cash or debtor account debit to sales account. Correct. Now practice of transaction number 3. Let's see which is transaction number 3. Okay, here we are purchasing asset, not the goods. So purchase of asset on cash or credit. Now here remember, in case of asset we will use asset account and not the purchases account. So asset account is generally real, and asset is coming in, so asset account should be debited. Then second is cash or creditor. Cash is real, creditor is personal. Since asset account is debited, cash account should be credited. And now entry is very simple. Entry will be asset account debit to cash or creditor account. Okay. So 3 transactions are over. Now let's see. Is there anyone? Yes. Transaction number 4 is also there for practice. Sale of an asset. We have purchasing asset. So similarly, we will sell the asset when its use is over. Okay. So what are the transactions in case of sale? Asset account should be there. Asset account is real. Now sale means asset is going out. So we will credit asset account. We are selling the asset. So we will receive cash. Cash is a real. So cash account. Now cash is coming in since we are selling the asset. So cash account should be debited. And remember, in case of sale, there is one more account involved. In all the previous transactions, only 2 accounts were involved. In this transaction, 3 accounts are involved. Whenever we are selling the asset, we will either gain or lose. So I am assuming there is a profit. So profit on sale account we will use. Profit on sale account is a nominal account. Okay. Nominal account rules: debit expenses and losses, credit incomes and gains, profit is gain. So profit account should be credited. So the journal entry is like this: cash account debit to asset account to profit on sale account. Just check this journal entry carefully because 3 accounts are involved now. Is there more? Okay. Transaction number 5. Now expenses paid. This is a simple one. Okay, expenses paid. So obviously expense account we will consider. Expense account is a nominal account and expenses, debit the expenses. So debit, and paid means we will use cash account. Cash account is now all of you know real account, and we will credit the cash account. Okay. So journal entry is very simple. Expense account debit to cash account. संपले का ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स का अजून काही प्रॅक्टिस करायची आहे? Okay, one more. So transaction number 6, income received. Okay, so income received. Now it is opposite of expenses. So accounts involved. One is income account. Received means cash account. Income account is a nominal. So income nominal account rule: debit expenses and losses, credit incomes and gains. So we will credit income account. And received means cash account. Cash is a real account. Cash is received. So cash account should be debited. Now entry, you tell me what will be the entry? Cash account debit to income account. For expenses, expense account debit to cash account. Here cash account debit to income account. Okay, clear? I think this is the last transaction for practice. Huh? Yes, that was the last transaction. So you have to make a list of transactions and you have to try to pass journal entries. Okay. Now subsidiary books. What is subsidiary books? Since we cannot record all the entries in the journal, otherwise journal will be very bulky. So we will divide a journal into various books called as a subsidiary books. Okay. So subsidiary books we can say part of the journals. Now subsidiary books are categorized into 3 types. Which are the 3 types? First type. Okay. In first type, all transactions related to cash are recorded. Okay. So first subsidiary book is the cash book. Okay. Then second, then transactions related to goods. So related to goods, there are 4 subsidiary books: purchase book, sales book, return outward book means purchase return book, and return inward book means sales return book. Okay. And last one. Then last one is related to other transactions. So which are not covered in the first cash book, and second is related to goods. Other transactions are recorded in the journal proper. Okay. So we can see there are total 6 subsidiary books. 2 more books are there, but they are rarely used. So that's why I have not mentioned them. Bills receivable book and bills payable book. Now bills transactions are outdated, so I have excluded it. Okay. Now what is next? Now in case of subsidiary books, okay, cash book. In cash book we will record all cash transactions. Cash comes in the business, cash goes out of business, goods purchased for cash, goods sold for cash. All cash transactions will be recorded in the cash book. In purchase book we will record credit purchase of goods. So when goods are purchased on credit basis, we will record in purchase book. When goods are purchased on cash basis, we will record it in the cash book. Now sales book. Sales book is opposite of purchase book. So it will be credit sales of goods. So when goods are sold on credit basis to a debtor, it will be recorded in sales book. When goods are sold for cash, it will be recorded in the cash book. Return outward book or purchase return book. So when goods are returned to creditor, we will use return outward book. Opposite of it, return inward book means sales return book. So when debtors or customers return the goods to us, we will record them in the return inward book. And which was the last? Other transactions. So that is a journal proper. So in journal proper, we will record all other transactions on credit basis. All cash transactions are recorded in cash book. Related to goods, we are going to record transaction in the 4 books. And regarding journal proper, we will record all credit transactions. Okay. So this is the end of the today's session. So today we have practiced few transactions. We have learned subsidiary books, how the transactions are divided into subsidiary books. The format of subsidiary books is similar to the journal. Okay, we are not going to go into detail of that because it will take too much time. So for the time being, we will stop here. But if you have any doubts, then please contact me on the given email or the phone number. Okay. Now, last slide. As per our rituals, what is today's message? Okay. This is one of my favorite persons, Mr. धीरूभाई अंबानी. यदि आप दृढ़ संकल्प के साथ और पूर्णता के साथ काम करते हैं, दृढ़ संकल्प, डिटर्मिनेशन एंड कंप्लीशन, डेडिकेशन, तो सफलता आपका पीछा करेगी. So according to Dhirubhai Ambani, these 2 qualities should be there: determination and second thing, dedication. Then success will surely follow you. So thank you very much for watching this video. Take care, and my message to all of you: be healthy, be wealthy, and be happy. Thank you.